46E
1F0
1F0
21 O's. I don't know.
okay
BW24
BW24
473
473
AB8
AB8
9 O's.
good
I don't know. BW24
BW24
46E
46E
86E
86E
6 O's.
good
Last code 5 O's. BW24
BW24
46E
46E
F41
F41
Congrats in advance.
yes green light no? Oh yeah china the same way that's our safa yefuna obi
or 32 O's.
yes here at the
Uchai.
oh you show nice them I my way them say me free we log in na
and what was some wow, yeah, come on here, but live on Facebook. Wontumi TV live in caps, and I know Pronya. I am Virgin page. What are mana when you are ready? Ama a page no be share and pedo be abesawo share. Now, all messages are go see about YouTube. Wontumi TV live and I TV no digital and a satellite. Juma, yeah, come on it. This Wontumi Sports Buffet. You go for it. Amen.
Agwa juma no you ya me wohoda se uji dia obeya juma such no you ya me wohoda se uji dia obeya juma ye bompaye shamaki shwa Yehuwa Elahenu Yehuwa Ekat. We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika. Uvika naveshika, uvika miyodika. Tode yashak. Tode yashak. Tode yashak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Shalom, shalom, Kapo. Sorry, Kapo chairman. I feel like chairman. Yes. What am I tabu? Because I'm on some messages and everything. No, be I say, hey, oh, chairman, yeah, dear pass, watch me assemble. I just quite do come home, and papa me.
Na guess it is okay how
Awodwa yababo ansani ya 8 matches items nyina no wo be yansom betimi abonti say am ready dia sharak mama me seri table no eno nsom asiti ansom no sansa me no kasa wo ko aye table no so a medical ya to anim say the only club access no ensom run ne ya ye fa no say am beaten am say wo nsom makita aye 100% record no ensom aye Arsenal the Gunners am corner so far no wo nsom 100% record wo mom kan our table no so Arsenal boboko no woman our 15 points and wache your Paris Saint-Germain woman our 12 points ama boboko a your fans Bamunchim for no woman some our 12 and wache Inter Milan and some our 12 and boboko a your fans Real Madrid omunyina no and some our 12 points and Sane and some about Dortmund our 10 Chelsea our 10 and boboko a your fans Sporting woman some our 10 and no your first 8 and I wash from 9 and some other Bayaka, not just a Man City and Atalanta. Woman toss 9th and 10th, respectively. Our table also, woman, and some our 10 points. ABM, woman, some 9 points, a Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, and Alpha Galatasaray. Woman, some more 8 points, PSG Eindhoven, Tottenham Hotspur, and Abobokua. Your fans are Leverkusen, and some our 8 points. And Sana, won't Sana Eddie Abafona Fe, Wabam, I 7 7 points on Sosua. Now just FC Barcelona. Woman our 7 points. Karabakh Abdam FK and some our 7 Napoli and some our 7 our Brabiamono and some Ayamanso Timono. One more 6 Bobokua. Yafansala Fikia Signora. One more some Juve. One more 6 Bobokua. Yafansa Monaco. One more 6 Anna Puffers. Timono and some our 6 into Mamo. Number 1 to 24. One more and your ball a year just 3 matches. I can't even none you see another Kodia. One more down from 25th and a call a year 36. And some out Tomo Coffee. Wontumi to Asunafe. I am from 9 and some other by a year 24. No, Yachamum Amia Bonia. You can say play off what about Qualifabiano, what about train a year number 1 to number 8. Our Brahono and your fans a year not cost and some other cost our Brano Pano. Yet I'm to tell the Akanino and some at Emma Minim say, well, when your time, I'm on the top of Bokua. Your fans Arsenal, let me have a gentleman say, Arsenal and some our former pa. Na the Gunners say, I'm say Obia Unkotokua, Woman some Fakura and some Shep a mountain pa. The Gunners and some and worshiper. Now Jamaican said. And I can say, Nankamona, some our genius, and your Bamunchin, and about me a hurricane. Now, so send an elbow Bokua, your father said Bamunchin, our form. Now, and watch more now see a share, said your Arsenal, ever see a fair against I am Bamunchin, you know, woman some man, so Kokama, and some other maternity. Woman to the Abassa, Arsenal Bokono, woman to me, I shall brain Edia. None of the Beyonce Chasene, woman some other Jesua for Champions League, you know, and some other woman else. On him say, answer and one at all. You a Champions League match day 5 and I don't pay. Yabakon, ya cancer, and you fall out in Mama me a year up to supercomputer. Woman that Yabasto make the last time. Mabecas and Wayne and a Ferretessa, Wabaje, a Yeshua for Champions League, you know, you can Arsenal and I'm an old casino. What was I still down? Reports of a year 26 November. Now, just one at all. One a year Champions League, you know, one still a Arsenal, and I just am about a year for retirement. Yeah, your father says you for Champions League, you know, one of some usual rate in Arsenal, and some, yeah, one say quarterfinals, a year 78.8% Arsenal, and some other qualify about semi-finals, a drop about 56.1 about a final a dropper about 38.1 of a about Sabia Arsenal winner. Your case will be ever winning Champions League in Arsenal and some general 22 and your 0.6 EBM Bamunchin Atosumi, you know, not just according to Opta. I use supercomputer. I'm about so much. I say, you're kind of second favorite Adama UEFA Champions League title now, and I am buying 19%. Paris Saint-Germain Tosumi and Sa 11.2. Man City Tosoma Kumako and 8.4. And a chances at Chelsea, Ebi at Chelsea, Ebaje, Woman Atos Enum, 6.2. Madrid Atos Encia, 5.8. Liverpool, and some Atos Enso, 5.7. Barcelona, and some Atos Angoche, 4.5. And Inter Milan, and some the Plessis, 9th. Our sub prediction anymore. Woman some our 3.5%. And Sana Dortmund, as I club. Woman some I'm the 10th favorite animal. I had a Champions League title. Yet I'm getting and some my for another pay, and some our shoulders of Bona and Ra. A Cobas Arsenal, I'm a boy, and my test of champions, I'm a Bobokua. Your fellows are buying Etimubakono. One of them said, Manon Noya, a mistake, and Ra. Now, the attention. Bona opia ya woman Gabriel Martinelli efao and some question na just a big mistake can about Noya and some and about what I'm saying you know and then so be just say I am Manon Noya and some mistake and one of some yeah and no actually was a one oko club anymore almost holding high our brother you know the mistake can you maybe up here WIA or your super keeper Manchester we be sweepy and I just only also terrain ya and I'm some ama Gabro Martinelli on the other of your bench about Champions League what time in your go Emma Jasanra what some a slotty home Adama Clubber your father the Garris Amen and you also Koye and some Adama Timino now mommy I'm not telling you because I'm no Musuma Kanama Bobokua your father's across the palace on Sanra when we game a Barachi Eze and in the former a teammate and fans Kano and some Emanano pay and some our shows and watch it. Report them and can say and you may cause and any getting you know your coach and Fansa Vincent Company and Sansa one will coach in the so penny Yannick Mikel Arteta didn't come out or na Arteta can pay say Arsenal Asha so far the best team was Europe. Now says Arsenal for no crown. No more Jutum Sanam. Walker Club about quote Jan and also pa. One year the best was Europe. Now I am buying to mana. Wamashamo. Again, I also carry for Arsenal. Omutimino and also on the day. What did you pass or Korea? Mikel Arteta boomfu because Anna will be a new about Sabia the month of November. Near best attempt at Tagosa. We are champion. We are favorite. We are and a den and a Franco Sihini at day was some or ya aware because the moment you want November, you know, baby, and your best at Tagosa, we are champion, a Basana, Yanaman, you man, some touch on 20. What did you pass and the manager fans are Tata and in the Bayage, Yentia Company, Nisma after sir, when we game on them and try to tutor.
Being there in the important moments. I think Mikel won't mind if I say that. Because we had this discussion when we played PSG last 3 or 4 weeks, it was mentioned in the same way. I don't think any of us want to be the best team in November, so we're trying to like I say, use everything now to build our season towards being there in the important moments. That momentum continues, but for us it's something where okay, we get to show how we react now, and we get to show how this one will make us improve. The answers will come, but not everything within the minute now. I think Mikel won't mind if I say that.
Mikel Arteta in the Bay against Arsenal and Passa Yabeka Sabia. One more I the best. The month of November. Sanso and Bamunchin Sutimino. One more some Passa Yabeka Sabia buying for the best. Our bra. You are the month of November. Yanko baby and watch it. When I'm saying Yadikari about to just Bassa Hurricane and some player the contract and send some out Bavaria no more club anymore. The question mark spinner Bamanano Cradier. Before any game, any cheat, Mebeka say Kane. I say, we will be in our Barcelona and a Barca Panibia some contacting. A BM and some other say, one cast for himself for now, Omunian in Comobat are very okay, and some now buying another payno. Report to me, I can say Yamia Duma, and you win Tenimo now just a January, and a Bamunchi for a planner, woman Hurricane, a camp, a betu Comosarabea, woman so bet me a stante or contract, and some Yamana. And no, I had the free can as well, and some at the Ebersans at Jumadi. Bobby Pana and no, Maduake, one also from injury, every bench up by, and some other shall go Maduake, and some Casawan, some Pino, Baby on the can on Busan, so what Bawa shall go first going at Dene, and Sempina, or who the son was say, first of all, Wabasa, what that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I say. Now say yes, I'm saying English in Quadaronsa. Now we are Julian Timber, sorry, Kobo Biana, no a quoted Bible verse any day. And I went so I know the Maduake, and now you better Eze, and some other casa, one also done in young capacity Arsenal, and Quadanam saying I'm a summoner, a famo pa, now no Maduake say, well, that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and some I say, na Emra, now you're amazing, and some other man say, when you're the first go, now what can you say? What do you want? Casa kind of crassa when your team beyond Shano dancer Bamunchin with a bench and a bench on the day. Then you Japan, I am come out dear. Namo Ahano, woman was answers say, Yamayama Sante more ball and somebody at Chelsea shall bouncer. And I'm also much Bamunchin. All about question was, hey, where you say I have first and second our table also because Arsenal and a decline, Chelsea and a Tasumi, our GDA passer, Chelsea for one more our top team. and Arsenal and some our top to them. What do you want to say? I'm about to be good game. And so you know what do you ever say? Yanko Pompa. Dear one, I resort. Our panel. I was someone said to me, "Yet none in my do okay." Our brother didn't come out proud to when we game against Chelsea. Yami Sunday.
Say it's your old club Chelsea next. They've just beat Barcelona. You've just beaten Bayern Munich. What sort of game have we got to look forward to in the Premier League this weekend?
Thank my Lord and Savior. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see on Sunday. Obviously, first versus second. They got a top team. We're a top team. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game, and God willing, we get the result that we all want.
As you say, it's your old club Chelsea next. They've just been
do a casual banana pay live for show us our running you know you don't buy an update and the account some other bashadwak maybe will be more real quick me so project mam says ya we know and some Paris Saint-Germain woman supporters on sir all trust and baby am titan and some our park de France enra woman the banner way and some about stadium now am banner no jomo canin and sir I am Marquinhos hey woman say titles and records how do I know we a legend into our second be also woman some now into Marquinhos Abananie and a collective ultras Paris now a Paris ultra collective and a CPU sana drew a Paris woman some kind of banano and I don't somebody else omo and woman so captain of our records and you are doing and why because I play because the 500th game our body am a PSG woman so anano at the medal and some locker room and your reference Sheikh Nasser Al Khelaifi ono and your presentation at my captain your friend say Marquinhos ama some medali woman some adamano na report to me yan sa banana woman some adaba stadium enwa and Marquinhos I say the best one can you say Paris Saint-Germain are the best supporters. I was asking so what Doman said, Sabri Aramatanachi, and Suomo, and Jamo, or Jamu, woman some anano, a good moment, Abba, woman touch it, woman your fans, Amaka as I say, Timnish here, into Amada Omachi and Yamadabi was important in the good and bad moment. Yana fans will some support our brother, one of some other so say, woman some other so supported. Now, players are much anymore. Will be a can some Ayakotana, your father Vitinha, one of some Vitinha Noa, Macacho, sir, the hat trick, Eddie County Bobomo, one of some Anya Jedica short to see Ayabana say me Kotomu, the second goal, what the Tony Belcom so Ama Kela, now for the third goal was some other source, no one of some movie again Vitinha Dun Comodia Fa, the hat trick, Eddie County was saying your time about the Timna Abaso, what did he ever some Montaba Club Paris Saint-Germain. And some upon our show pantry, you know, I am come out branch here. Your first everything, and some D and one after the game. You just said, yeah, and player according to Tottenham coach Thomas Frank. I was watching, I was watching Ballon d'Or. You just some Quadana fans everything, and some other two after the game.
I was able to do an hat-trick. The truth is, it's normally I don't score a lot of goals, so I'm really happy. But first of all, I'm really happy for the win to the team. It was really a proof of character. We showed a lot of personality. Like last year, we had a lot of comeback, and that shows that we surrender. We never surrender, and yeah, we have to keep going because Champions League it's difficult to play every match. It's a difficult battle, but we showed, like I said, a great personality, and we were able to win this match. I didn't think.
Yes, and I am some branch of fans of Vitinha and out there. You're getting some Emma Nemamini coach. Your friend Luis Enrique Orano and some like I said because some people say one opposite number Thomas Frank say Vitinha, what a player. Na more than Bella Waja Ballon d'Or. What did you ever say? The next one, a ball, I won't feel na Vitinha, and also a Ballon d'Or because when you born a Bopan Tomobusa, and your coach Luis Enrique, there are some annual I can find also. Nania J. Adiama player fan 17 and a Jumanie. When we are Pajumano, what I saw born to Hopi, Sa Samana Frank, Ekano, and some Ababam Amakadana, your fan 17 at your Ballon d'Or. Your coach Luis Enrique after the game.
Great. It means that Vitinha is growing and also the team, because if you want to win any individual trophy, you need to win trophies. I'm very happy for him because he deserves that, and he works very hard, and his personality, even when he missing in one of the goals that Tottenham did, he show everybody that he's there. He scores also the penalty, and he's great. We are happy for him. I hope so. It's going to be great.
Yeah, just say Inter Milan a match and one last minute match. I'll be honest, Inter 4 at 1-all draw. We answer 90+3 and Josema Jimenez. Fanusale to come out of Bonnie, your Porio, woman Paja Kona Ban on your partner, just idea, and some Demna, Christian Kivu, and your coach, Emma Inter Milan, TA. Woman Kobusa coach and say, coach, Mopona, your show that I saw Bama, your post match conference. Now, you say, Masha dressing room, locker room, Masha Wache, and the dinner never cause was mena me bomb cigarette wa bossy gam yansani atwaso an coach na say the attacker no jot no na wonom bako mienu miansanto no moto no ma say you no be bra was wa bossy cigarette miansano 3 in a row a just over so bo wiansan wa pianchansan no and some na be pia busa no asam no eno aya no ya coach na ye fa no say Christian Kivu and some Arman Central for na the opposite number aye Simeon say and found any Sabian Interluzu game in Ano. One on Simeone Ejidi passer Atletico Epo game against a strong team. No, what full star Interluzu and Sudan and I Kasai. What did you about Inter Milan? I had the strongest team. Our Champions League anymore. More Arsenal. No, according to Atletico coach, was say Inter 4 and what the strongest team as our Champions League anymore. And no INS monos area tuja. No set time I'm going to buy an Abuya pa. Nene Ababwa Momo conference love for no and some Barcelona Febobokua. Your fans Atletico across Aya Jumaden and some our side competition anymore. And no Aya Jeffrey Amaswaya at Real Madrid and some Aya club. Meno kasoma ya jumate eno mukwawe Mbappe and still show unimsa wudu Spain wama tagesa Mbappe asevi Shabi Alonso because I know no Kebian Canano Peno ya come as a move for there was some tibia de Bernardo Pentiano and Moduman Canano born and went to report Mensa can say coach no I say Yaman to just say and then off there because Enra one travel Omuko Greece into a mama Juntem the other one coming in understand off day at the man Canano Yamia too much on Friday and I'm ran to Musuma Kanama Real Madrid almost some other resume training session our Vateba Basna Vinicius and Ramadobona was so pa. When I'm saying Vinny, a complete the most drop balls and our game anymore. And watch Vinicius as a create the most chances against Olympiacos. Nasanwa yakas will be afana kotariasha and wa Vinny afana kotariasha pa and wa ball what I just a coach of crack said ya hano and it's a Vinny entimi and for go and some anchor in the game no san or ya juma pa no one has some real game and pay ya didn't video by moment I will cry Shabi Alonso friends and Vinny bra watch you on asa again or no and no I just a jinamotum pa and no kurano bias or yim say or no and some nebesia kana Mona Jiria pass oh sir muchra kwadano odo na muchitum ye pass be a vinin some aka ho a when a statement ana kwadano dia mamu woni born bankasa a chasa bia no vinin no and some other concorded abwa club ye fan some Madrid ama brantia ye fan Eduardo Camavinga say media no ya mu kasado do and I betenda and a way and a controversy self and a coach no kwani wen kasa and ya be pamu coach and ya do say woman dressing room oba will be any problem. Woman in I cool, Omoyabusia Bako, our GDA Passampo, Yadia Soma Cabum Sada Bear, one moment to come, and our resource and money in Ano, and you must some other Janetiniano Creda, Sabian Tokwaning Chichemu, and there be a division be our Bobokua, your first Madrid, and no Ayasama player, your first Kamavinka, and some other Kotuka, Shabi Alonso dear. The best one can say born in Quadanabas because Anra, woman show team spirit to be a sacrifice, and in the your fans are more job and also more putting in our woman some up and here and say no more 3 matches or more winning game and they am say any Japan woman your Jumaden archers and no some coach and fans Alonso and some area to that stone now woman fans Hendrick also Bono when you be more serious on some Asipeno now Jamina say would you Madrid almost say South story a dick Cabet Hendrick and Olympic Lyon every now you be ring one transfer market na boy abako France akwa Senegal and so the Olympic Lyonnais one say no could be any boy enyanko ba bia empo Madrid abaso omo twan ema January edu ansana one some take decision one some take nti akora no one so omo chesanye say bia nei okoba bia no omo twan amanyame ya doma and some aye January ansana empo akora no one say ya de no and some abesi akọ ne nyina aye kakra and some amaso ya and some aba Liverpool team no report amenya no na pen say enwa wo mu lose 4-1 e wo fie wo bia be kas an ana Mohamed Salah yem bench no an won hyenko ana say enye an wo hwie an ya de onum say no Mo Salah e create 5 chances our match anymore na Jamina no say you're more than any other player and some our pitch and also our Anfield in general irrespective of sir one more just 4 Nina Salah and a create the most chances at our Liverpool Felisa woman utilize our chances woman to me and Fakoto and some young kind of meeting you better catch another person because never so Jamina and another player the same Ora your father sir Richard Hughes. Yes, we mujin komona and komono one the leadership group omo squad dem and one ajokwa yes we muhia na ye ka leadership group okay say some anymore wo mo ju omani omo kotena yotum celebrate me be can say Van Dijk any Mo Salah e friend kwada no for meeting our yotum mu ka tro mo say and for some beto elite players e dia me enti ye ka Liverpool leadership group aye Van Dijk na bia Mo Salah aba na the goalkeeper no Alisson Beckham no ni ade and some other so Jamina no say Richard Hughes and some performing dinkomo and one ajo after the game. What you take ebiem Jamison can say Emerson Yoma ebetimi adane because they see kono almost say a brand new Adama Liverpool team no woman some take a decision as soon as possible ASAP. I don't know now omo can be a woman as our Liverpool woman free friend way I sports group and I John W. Henry and then performing you almost say seriously a broad our Liverpool team no woman make it tough decision woman can say woman manage any time until January but seriously come say a qualify a response our baby bia and some other to yesi nana yes drew a slot and so a camper what did you about one yashi na so one baby no young from ball sporting directors juma and some Liverpool are there. Yes, coach can Sambia. Sir, I did be our some year Amal Kodana. You found Luis Diaz, Este, na Enucasa Diaz, Echo. Our somewhere. So Bansa Ba was it me Paksa Kodanatina, oh Bamunchina Baba Sadie. Woman is cat buying about almost Metria. Coach said, Mama Diaz and Kowa Kwaya Woo, woman tear. Ana omuja Luis Diaz akwan ama boy no ensom akoya na chesa manager na small kind montie no man na asema ntumudia na chesa mo no mumpeso be yadwuma sasa akora we so kwan no wo bia beja tum Liverpool benkum I can say left flank hono and shut down for bibi papa bia mai wo call the other side our bamunchina wo bia hu Juma Luis Diaz abont enwa mo na kasa omo against Arsenal no ebenya sunsuaso e wo game no so because omo hwe no against case I PSG and Musa Diaz about Juma Pantana yes coach and uncle so GDA pasa club and Padufon am one and Pobumo and sabotage Nijumedia would di Anchasanum Kakra a film and some Adeba coach and idiot what did he about still I'm about to be up Paja Amumo Dimpom and on one Casacao or one and son omo maka no so aba no de anya afa no aba dene sa aba betene trobi so ana we na ye say ana we na ye say dabi omo nkam no afa omo so omo situation no omo so abetimi afu na ana no pay no ye betie ana slot esansa mo na discuss the future enti enwa aba post match omo bu say ana slot ese opani na obi aba 5-6 months ago which Premier League Emma Liverpool which is amount for discuss your future Ofusa my fair woman what diniana what do you coach and a slot?
Do you think it's there's been discussion about your position? Do you think that's fair after somebody who has won the title 5-6 months ago?
I don't think it's important if it's fair or not, but that it's normal. That I understand. If any manager around the world loses football games, let alone so many as we've lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that. And if that's fair or not fair, that's for the people to judge. But that is normal. I think it is that if you lose so many times that people start talking about that. Yeah.
Do you think it's there's been discussion about
manager fan say Anna Slot and so Anna Jono what am I want a press conference I say FC Barcelona report Aminyan and now say Barca fan that so consent na Gentia make us a Barcelona air consent then say Lamine Jamal some say now Tuesday our Stamford Bridge said yeah boy no Ababeya just a public enemy #1 and obi aya ai ana kwada na wo hwemu mobo ana say na chesa wo de we na chesa omo ka kwada na sam sa na de omo kan nyina no sa Stamford Bridge no kra no asa nipa bi ehyaga body tutu ani ade amasane ma no koso nei yese ba sa fo no fu sa say wo mo de akwada no to tankruwam enye se bi a Chelsea won kwa bi asa say wo mbakọ bi na say Lamine Jamal no enso ma tankruwam omo fu sa sane ma elkoso nyina no eno so anya ba kokra now Bonsa coach and Fanasa Flake and so no report to Aminyan also no will be as was tagina one kasa it said a shafi a cast woman to players emano and you have coach no but coach and agent say on voice publicly Emeka and you go Martinez day one also on supported Bakuba Kokra because I'm a boss and some I exposed our brain manager and feel some Martinez no and also I'm idea about on Kada and some our press conference and I say post match conference I say me no kase nyame next year Barcelona one more presidential election Abakos Shadrack check your ex DM mama no penina one also abegina also Victor Font watrinity we ayo penina fan Shafi via Juana na Shafi via Juana so launche aye chesane campaign opening na yese under yourself Maria Bartomeu no yeah drum our administration anymore ana manfo see be siwas bia ya boda gamo moma ba sa kwasi gasma bibia na kakala porta ba stabilize ni ma what you say yentu ba mawo na yentu la porta na obey president Shafi Velahuana na urano se yamatu ja se la porta muni pabia la porta be ya adwuma members adema basa kwa no womo asa 4 years nie wode womo nim ade aye form na la porta ba bi ode basa kono basa kwa sebi aboa woni tire basa ni direction basa project no a che se hwi see ye no no ye bia hwe try to sa entomo ntoba ne ma no motoma na ono na babuama chasa bossa team no ensom afa no ntuma pade afra enom aya asom pani afa no sa Shafi ensom ari atudwa yare update tan dia kan nyina no ensom age ama player ye fa no Esteval William unum sa time no boroma Pamarash under 20 nani coach ye fa no Lucas Pereira na Lucas Pereira edin komo enano pe no no ensom a confirm we say asem na Enzo Maresca kan no em say eno na eno kre na akwada we oyobi a on social media ana kyese ya brebiano wode no ho siesie waye moamoa wo obi obro no ho ase kyese akwara no empe saa neoma na ye ewo internet no so no eno tutu brozola no sometime obodema Pamarash under 20 na the guy name aye Messino said the enra near discuss ewo show no so the answer wo football no ba sana omo tagene so no aye the next aye Brazilian Messi akwara no ensom anya sadin no na Chelsea fan no your say womu koma ketomu nkope ebia chesenia kan se yimadu da kwara no kwampo se Endrick no womu nkope Endrick kese so womu pe Estivawos bebre nyame yarma samai enkoda mo bo ade se eye chese Estivawo no already ayade se Giovanni Quenda ensom ababanto mo bepa Estivawo mo ade aba eye team no ensom amu na de omo kan se shono mo sha basa no hwi si wobi anu ani tirim ayane de omo de ato omo che empo womo se adaba ko bo omo pa no say ye be start season all come on be Champions League na Chelsea kan omo be Premier League na Chelsea kan empo na ye ka say no womo so nya omo adwen say womo kwaje Champions League omo de ene so metimi abo ade akwa ni na ebiem womo be qualify for UEFA Champions League nyame ya doma ene so aye next season na womo nkan che coach say won kwaje na omo gye ya and your bonus na chesano no na defender omunya na ye kaso ameso omdere ba aye Chelsea esa setire ho enhira anya papa bia no aye Nottingham eboy na fa so Murillo no tawe no wo say or authoritative ewe kire ho or commande ana fa no wachi or your defender kaso bi enjoy some pressure akwadawe masa wonu ya pressure gidi na womo som anya bresa akwada no womo som agene baba na Manchester United bobo ko report amenya no say womo de say nyame yare masamai also the elite midfielder ebana omani abre ebiem aparo so mo central aye midfielder no also munya wing back enso de ba no aye wing backs I want more prioritize pa na Elliot Anderson de ane de omonto ma generation say Nottingham Forest say nyame yare ma winter womunya ready say bia Elliot no wom ebeja ne kwaji say bia sama oba no ma to omo bo ase enso ade dim komana afei wom de ahwe tirim eno aye say bia Elliot so de no eno ebesi Argentina ni yakwada no mo so tagane sa where the next Leo Messi Argentina aye Claudio Echeverri and no more than call Liverpool so Cobolon. Okay, so no cram it what about my best story no so pensa kodano ebe so feel Liverpool in Kodukrum na River Plate and some penna wabaso terminating the contract no Liverpool the only problem say bia Echeverri ebe terminating the loan deal no akoba bi obaso akobat Man City for no and some NMPS woman some ebe tiasie and no aye kakra film eje banana pay ya the update and the akani nyina no and some my yet for anano pay e wo show no so ya yam fans na yam akwama bedwa from an afi yan to aso enfan free or this aye Wontumi sports buffet yan kwe they are no shipa and Arsenal I make a big statement and we are singing on some pa omani abre afi and yes say affair say to say bia last 3 seasons last 2 seasons and I say last season omani abre meza na BBI okay there
yes I mean adum BBI boko ya now so
oh already adum BBI fine and I no pay I'll be any day na new say oh here yeah BBI come be a camper. Okay. Well, Mike, maybe are you okay there?
I'm not lost like slot.
Hey, almost the only change is only a rearrangement of words.
Looking to level up your life and business game? Welcome to the #1 podcast for business and self-development, Connected Minds Podcast. Join our host, Derek Abaite, as he dives deep into strategies, insights, and real-life stories that will help you make smarter choices for a happier, more successful life. Don't miss out. Stay connected with us. Tune in to the Connected Mind.
And we will not perish like Perisic. The Liverpool in Yaba Nini Ayade. And no. And that's what the idea little society. I don't know me boy me who buy. Masha me dada. Intia kono manisi society. Amen no. Why?
Now we don't come now.
Debbie me patch amen no.
Gabadina washelo.
Debbie men no. Manisi society. Why?
Mati, me that's yeba so na. Real quick. Young new. Yeah, Champions League in there this season no. Obi kase teko baby ebekwa. What we are all nyina chi bebre, but the idea so akwa last year o follow Champions League na enema quite very different for Liverpool. But the apex of the competition no Liverpool win the so as that form no ne de ekoso nyina no still people believe say oh yen twen kakra na yen hwe de enema eko. So I feel say Obi or doubt to be for us and our squad for Mikel Arteta level of experience in the game and all that. Wontumi and Jimmy Panechi but be me free. But I've always been saying say yinadi. Yes, sacking. Yeah, now and any solution. Mikel Arteta Yejuma. I've shared with Shadrack one statistics be a person with starting in common and it's very interesting to know say Emirates in the last 10 games. Say your league phase, yes, or the Champions League group stage in the last 10 games, Mikel Arteta win 10. Na 10 no, I consider just one goal pay. And you did not buy in the 28. No? And you have that list of teams and the Arsenal, but I've showed the Shadrack. Yo, it would really surprise you. Ajuma Mikel Arteta, now Ajuma and yeah, analysis and natural opinion they are called. Mikel Arteta Juma. As so we have trophy be the tree. The oppressor of faith you fully in the who say, oh yeah, Juma. Other than that, obey they said you cry no and so a trophy necessary or the tree. No Mikel Arteta Juma. So say no check here Europe no squad can up to for no. I'm on about data analytics and more similar statistics or more achievement. I must say Arsenal buying and a PSG, and so many Shadrack share. These are clubs that are more the highest of percentages on me. I win the Champions League this season. Now, Ochake, we are Chinyabi home.
That is all Opta supercomputer.
Chinyabi any home. I say Shadrack day to so before no. We play 10 games and another person come day really on echo and be so on the Shadrack Amajumo. And then another person they come as a medical and we those games if you want then I'll be talking about the probability of percentage we can start to beat me because my no mean to me really look company in seven so kind Shadrack me the amount and also so deba na company in seven what's a game no or no I should team or deba attacking wise he has a very solid team no Jinwudi na I'm for catching no. The analyst for the board and say Arteta ne Arsenal for the set pieces. It me I should go. No so catching who say oh me jitu say a crime between a fast fashion you open player and your set pieces. No so my master on set pieces there. And yes say you open play brilliance no echo and obi o hwe game no bia kana testify. Asem nya de America me da so free company ho and dey ba. No obi o hwe game no bia between agya to say in fact first half no Vincent company on Arsenal set pieces. What I want to say is, okay, say after Chelsea, Barca, no has flex also be G2. The kind of tactical player, Maresca the bad game no that is dynamism.
Okay,
has flex be kind. What I want to say is, I will give an example. I don't know how many goals we scored, 50, 60 since the start of August. As difficult as it is to prepare to defend against us, it's how difficult it is to prepare to defend set pieces against them. They have got every other aspect of the game as well. But that's something that they master more than anybody else. But you don't go into this game thinking, okay, you know what? This is their game. And let's just try and defend what they have got to bring. You want to bring what you can bring. I think we were able to do that in the first half, which is why I was like, okay, it balances each other out. But we were not able to balance it out anymore in the second half. Too much resistance we know obokoko ni miu Mikel Arteta asema adwuma de ye company na ka kire say ogitum say set pieces in the Arsenal master na nge no nko other aspect of the game no so master as well no company no so ogitum say open play na man for suru no nti Arsenal so be prepare no de nya afa no kwa prepare to defend for set pieces because it's so difficult. Now, Obia nim say, omo game plan no manifested in the first half. Nembum second half no resistance na Arsenal de buy in no. Omo ntimi amo room. Now, set pieces ready ono ntimi an resist. Ya on ba bia me de woko. Wo so de ene de o de beko. Now, ono no de you don't have time because of that difficulty in preparing against no. Obi amfa ne de mra. Na first half no de balance e bia out. Nemum second half no buying FAC resistance. Can you only Israel for Okontoko now BBB dome. Oto bomb I say akoshe dome no and your resistance. Do be bia no enko. Against PSV, Sevilla, Lens, PSG, Shakhtar Donetsk, Monaco, Dynamo Zagreb, Olympiacos, Atletico Madrid and a buying. And Kofo ina ko Arsenal for no 10 games, 10 wins, 30 goals or consider back. This is a real balance. And you so 30 goals in 10 games. 3 goals per game. Now divide the 1 by 30. Now share the games, or consider from the 30 games, I shot 30 but consider back. 10 games, clean sheet a woman be no. PSG can home. And let's go Madrid can home. And a Monaco can home. Now check it goals or the goal moneta. PSG 2. What they come Monaco friend who are 5 and let's go back and 4 become 1. 9 goals against these 3 teams. Free against Bayern, ATM and the Monaco on the average. This is Mikel Arteta team now. So Onyanji trophy. Obi baka say ento obu asibiam jitu. But the trajectory to the top now is so clear. Etidi na company dey one want me resist set pieces. Oh really? Company couldn't resist the set pieces. Then I went over and checked, say, for set pieces here, Mikel Arteta has done enough job this season. Shadrack Yanko game no. Yo, a kwame no so na the ball be fast to opponent to be a net.
Yes.
Open play, paper, or ball no a breaky. The Brunei cano set piece or dead ball situation. What a dead ball? Yes, a ball na yabone na. But dead means game na breaky temporarily. Throw, corners, foul, penalties. Some moment you drew up, Brunei and knowledgeable no obiko off. During that situation, your obi mentality focus, it goes dead. So Shadrack mention game. How a game no call Mikel Arteta decided and me Bobo Maresca basoha. Okay, yeah. I love tactics. Game no koswa. Nese dam you ujina ho ye de okasa no nko a. Ene hwehwe ka ho. Etu wo hwehwe na psychologically wo yesu ato. Ba ko homa na ire nkodwom. Psychologically wo to na wo decode wo board no so no. Na wo ye na dwene ho adwuma.
Yes.
So Mikel Arteta, the end of the set pieces are out there as a bedroom stage we say. As I say, EPL of all leagues or the number 1. Champions League also the number 1. I want to talk about set pieces. Say so, the party Mikel Arteta and Kosunyeli. Now set pieces, corners no champion pa. Because penalties can home, fouls can home, corners. Now corners, the ball travels in a diagonal pattern. Corners. Corner be anyone a travel vertical. Corner if you unchemu neba. Now ball will defend our brain or third no so. A ball a travel diagonally.
Horizontally.
That be and the other naturally center back to be blue then a corner and a wall. But if you say ba obedient who to be so. That little confusion, how now to be taking advantage. So where is the video? Mikel Arteta take advantage of a lot of opponent BR boxing. Saliba ne Timber. Omo ye adwuma with Mikel Arteta. Areas I was so be cut for marking. so bɛkɔ for zonal marking, so bɛkɔ for the hybrid, bɛka ne mmienu nyinaa de abom, Mikel Arteta ɔde kɔna bɛhyɛ wo. Na kɔna no watwa mu mmiɛnsa. Yɛwɔ deɛ ɔhyɛ no goalkeeper's kingdom no ketewa no mu, Shadrack Amao. Ɔwɔ deɛ ɔhyɛ no ketewa no mu. Ɛna ɔwɔ deɛ ɔhyɛ no after ketewa no 18 no, yɛbɔ penalty no, ɔwɔ deɛ ɔhyɛ no wɔ hɔ. And yɛ all planted players bi a technically ɔmo good shooters, ɔmo good shooting accuracy, ɔdo ɔmo gyina outside. Those players no Martin Odegaard ka ho, Eberechi so aba bɛka ho. And of course, Declan Rice so ɛhyɛ akyire bi. Na in the kingdom no, ɛhɔ no use physique.
Wontumi.
After kingdom no move ba be a ball penalty no for how use positioning and movement. Outside the box, use power. Freeway, from Kwame Mikel Arteta corner bar. The high propensity say ball beton it no. Oh. So Ushia Ancelotti the same idea no. Ushia company the same idea. Ushia Louis Enrique the same idea. What is in the corners? And not corner no back or shady. No one said Manano Yana Yanchi that form no. Yow, Shadrack can start to corner no. I'm waiting. Video I'm usually meaning video I'm prepare. Meaning say where Shadrack and Adi and Wadiaba, and he wants us to probably talk about this was or prepare. But oh shit, corner ni dia ya shadi bi wa stay. Manene ya no. Every keeper biya we can attend to be corner dia tia no. There's a distractor bi obeba wonche ho. Obeba be on ground though. On ground ni ye time a ball ni yenyan kiki no. Or the no be twitwi obefo oni man aso ochi. But you suddenly as soon as that happens, over lose gravity. And then you foul. So oh shed the TV CD a fair na Bukayo Saka obebo na corner no ya na in swing. Ya because in swinger. The person will say bona all bona e the timishe goal no bia enye out swing. Baby ogina no en kan fa na e bo aton kwantum. Mo we Tony Cruz Mikel Arteta on use Tony Cruz. So we use Tony Cruz corner na po na ono ho. Mo high Bukayo Saka. Ni nyina details ni bia o. Now ko area ho won say omo goalkeeper's kingdom no but Shamano no ya chi ni nsani fa no ho asra two players na gina ho two players na ba ko e timba na timba no ha abuka Saka nya mo ball no Saka no mo kasa e won team they kind of say mental connection so obe move at the body no abetwitwi Mano no ya kakra or disrupted no Shadrack move or disrupted no na sa disruption no o move ko ne nche ho no mo a obobobo no ya onya bobo no wie pa Mano no ya looks very much disturbed here so Shadrack mo play ne enko and they have taken a lot na o hwe we no a hwe de pa mienu na gina outside the 18-yard box no uhu ni pa 2 no Shadrack enko na chikito no hwe de pa 2 no and the pa 2 no gina ho no Declan Rice gina ho bi na bia ka no mo na Eberechi ezegire ha we from possession security eti kona na mo bɔ the first one asa anhye first one no ankrofo emienu ebesa bɔ na ba betum and also mo say gina ha say o na gina ho no etu de ombo free akori ombo play no na me the keeper no so be distracting no me the amount me the ball no goalkeeper's kingdom keto no me the so amount and nipa 2 free sometimes 4 na gina box na no me the so amount so o de o check here these are the two players o mo gina Eberechi gina ho no but in the box somebody distracts you. But the team back could share more Mano no yanim. Now this okay share more Mano no yanim. And on one far horn of a pinball no share in a close core context. Shababi ojinano. I have said Shadrack in person beam. Shababi ojinano. Obechum or chum was so obedient and so we know air counter. Now check you will say no we and can a number second because or boko keep ho and I bomb yapim. But watch how Arsenal almost show me it won't better to what you want to
see or for a second ball.
Yes. And to maintain the pressure in your head. And to the first one, I use my head. What club on the way? But better to move you know, send my heart on baby. But for 2-3 minutes, you run it through. Shadrack can possibly the series of balls at Arsenal have disrupted the goalkeeper. No. Man in position who ye number of times all 2 players outside the box no meaning say even if you have the ability to kick out the first ball no and 2 in the goalkeeper's kingdom there's always the exhibition of physique also Manchester United goalkeeper no na she goalkeeper ni po ba be sa na even know how many players of Arsenal in the job but the job is to unground you, help you to lose gravity. Once you're in the piano, he's not going for the ball. He's only there for distraction. Now ya we who be watch this. We no omoni form. Ben Leno, former goalkeeper. Shano. Every time you watch it, somebody will just go there. Now dear Omoyen say they all move. Either they will score you from the first post or the last post. You don't share last post now. It's sad. The distraction went in. Obeko post no Metro Calafiori. So Obeko goalkeeper in chain. Watch closely. Camera no switch here. All Calafiori no keeper in chain. Beleno. One said people two outside the box. One said Dominic push up first post, but they will leave that to sad at the back post. No, keyboard the and it has always been players now. Hano, or not do from there. No more dino. Soro there. Now a banner a Newcastle idea no. It was a Newcastle. Hold it here, Shadrack. Was a Newcastle defend a small box with his zona marking. Shadrack and Konechini started. When you on his zona marking.
That's why I say lines.
Omo defending a protected goalkeeper no one per distraction by yan shade ketewa bi e ba de sa no na Mikel Arteta catch boys ne say so mo do so amemo nko yan pass na outside the area ko say benya split e wo inside omo bebie it be catch us say nya ketewa no be sha o me sha ba bi e bo penalty no e ho no ye movement and positioning it was a ketewa no ye block mo ba sha ba bi e bo penalty no o say one boys na be gina e ho no e move
I say o ye den betum gise bi o abon tum afri ho
mo obon tum na be free
and be free post mo ba say no mo no sana da so ho dia
on be show
on be how
it all say so ko gina ketewa ma they have a way to split you
yeah
I don't know use movement in position make Cameroon no move quickly nobody even saw his movement and direction and watch this on zona marking no
yeah
you do that but omo market no baba be e penalty no na we no na e me fake or pass maybe at the right time and then they will still score you. So they have mastered this. What do you zone marking? Go the hybrid, whichever way you want to go. Tactically, Mikel Arteta is prepared. Now, y'all, so Jumano Arteta anya amroswa ebejenism because a fain a slot at Yashi. Pep Guardiola and Huru the only Europe and the domestic, you know. Now, Tambe Biu no here, Klopp O'Connor. Want to be take over and a slot to Jimmy Cabaji. Now, Europe, Louis Enrique Jabako. Pressure bana so ya hwade bi o hana men kire Shadrack enko na chikito bi na men kire wade ade na mo yere mare has you Shadrack ekito bi Shadrack enko before bobo kona no once a keeper na obi coach na nim should the movement of that player and the movement of the goalkeeper obi defend keeper na na hye nim sa ko say Gabriel be connect ball also what's on a defend keeper no on twema keeper ni free area how man be fa ball ni da wa blocking no na on foul no me be ma close shot no hwade hwe afa na oko Saliba na ekono Senya Saliba a timba. No akwa wanim. O wanim say ya on fane sound so mu. But obed delay on grando. Here he's really keeping it tight. Said be ya the other place no. And even in the opposition box, Arsenal still defend. And you watch from this image, you know say here's Saliba na akwa na nim no Nick Pope. And the Manono ya was just peacefully waiting for the ball. But the nibad also na Timber Dimrika fanning chepe what this table. Before he realized Nasaka Bobo Naba, it has said pushing if you be an original. And they did it to him. Now a bunny say now over the company can I say, yo, to find time and defend against this, over Jadi away at all. Over Jadi away at all. And Mikel Arteta has really prepared this Arsenal team. Now the way I goalkeeper no has say. Once you are free, Wontumi, Obi Banen Channel. Once you are back, who's the keeper is free? With the Panaba Shannon. And the Panaba Shannon, I said, what can I ball? A sister pepe, and who defend your clue, second board by the Toma Mama show. Because I'm outside, one says, is a corner corner bebo. Where you know God, the other day, and a connectee, Zubi Mendy. And I'm sure I did the weird Zubi. I'm sure I did Mikel Arteta the weird. My catch was a game, you're born training grounds. Or selection and during the game Mikel Arteta changes our year you know a reverting game by maintaining his original idea out the buy or starting with Kelly Saliba Mosquera and a Timber and as Zubimendi a holdy Eze Rice and it and Onya Bukayo Saka Merino and Trossard for company Konrad Laimer Upamecano Ta Stanisic Kimmich Pavlovich. And then Onyawa down from that kind of some chairman, Carl Lenat, a boy as a 10. I'll tell you a lot about him after not sharing on the fans over should go. Yes, and I said Gina Michael Olise and Hurricane what you find out. Basha Debi
company was forced to make those changes. But Mikel Arteta there, no mete ho na mpasa me 10 minutes under no pressure. But what you say? It's a company from 4-2-3-1 way no. Or a standard 4-4-2. No, I'm planning for the game. But according to the situation in the game. And in FIFA no keep trying to buy. A typical box to box before than a buy. Goretzka the best in chain. And Sergio Gnabry, Carl. And the Guerrero and a Jackson by Jackson Becca Hurricane home. Yeah. 2 strikers and a Guerrero ball left wing. It's left wing plus a right wing Olise, 2 wide, 2 top, Jackson Hurricane, 2 central and Goretzka Pavlovic, 4-2-2-2 or 4-4-2 standard. But the Mikel Arteta here was say Lewis Kelly no or reverted because Lewis Kelly is an attacking minded left back. And what why buy Calafieri? Why increase height? Why increase physique? Why more defensive? Right back, or increase height in Ben White. To me. Now, but in FIFA and FKK, as a out or the Martin Odegaard, a hybrid 10 and 8 to be keep possession. Instead, so be focus on attacking more, and or revert here is it out. And at Trossard, or the speedy for me Trossard, and then Saka. Martinelli are direct, Madueke are direct, but Trossard were intricate. And a Saka so intricate. But when you know your wingers, so but I can't say intricate or Jabona uncle 1-2-1-2 and San Wako on la me modiano. But Martinelli near Garrett Bay Modiano. We need complexity beyond the game. We young call 1-2 near call and Martinelli and Madueke. So he maintained the same system now by increasing speed in the final third and increasing defensive or defensive third one. Mikel Arteta flatly. Vincent company na me kase so eno abo na boy na me catch us say company question ho a ebeye me won be justify say buy me yes na the Arteta holding the dia I'll still stick to my nerves say Arteta betimi Champions League or EPL afi
Mate new me that say serious na for ya hu ma memra ho me meza na yentio
ya ma yenchetifo na and Rana Arsenal needed to do the need and make sure say we feel beat me for the results. Now the way our Champions League in the city econo. No say whoever will win the Champions League or the proper Champions League na Kasane Ebesha say nyame adoma February. I'm not here to disregard the kind of quality Arsenal done at the Enra, the kind of quality Chelsea done at the. But that is the reality of the Champions League. Say, in recent years, you are born in maybe a should be a pan a February Hokono. Because teams beat me pick form in February. Between now and February, there is a transfer party they mentioned Arsenal. Between now and February, there were injury situations a bit might happen. The moment you reach the knockout stage, and that is where we mean real business when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. Entity and popo ho a obi be ne mrewe mu no etimi ma onya ahotoso say dachi bi no say ne omani timi dane no mutimi ko wem fuwa na ne omate starting the bit ma hadrin aneti comparative with Arsenal situation is say ne be omo da say last season you bought first 5 Champions League akobo draw Atlanta. You are losing to Inter Milan by 1-0. But no, at if you win certain games, I didn't that baby. If you the first round of the Champions League, group phase, you will not also third. But this year, no born I airborne. And your man done kakra, and your man calling him the Arsenal. Because if you now Arsenal at Tnabo games, Arsenal more teams have can say over European football more. Omuye minus. Arsenal bought Atletico Madrid, what shall I say? 4. Arsenal about by many could feel say 3. If you want to win the Champions League, Adebakwa and they told be a teams no. And money because Romo mutimi bopia. And your home form. Especially when you create an intimidating atmosphere. It will fear. Not only with your supporters, but the kind of results are unya it will fear. It is a bamine kabawa beje 3. Atletico Madrid about beje 4. Definitely. Oh, call Arsenal home. E di bibi 2-3 say e ho nya asase a okoso e kodi agro. Me and one person that actually believes say game we say Bayern Munich would have a different discussions concerned with everything that is going on. But everything points towards one direction, that Arsenal keeps on improving and improving and improving game after game. First half Arsenal ball totally different from the second half game ever here. First half ball now here. They totally different from the second half. Arsenal's ability to adapt in the course of the game, because me tear Declan Rice after the game. O tear Declan Rice in Komodi na or the first half no na Bayern Munich match more quality for quality. Now the who about Bayern Munich team said there were so many rotations on the field. Because Bayern Munich they do maybe na Hurricane team about 4. No man who say Jonathan Tah per se. E do maybe no man who say Michael Olise a drop ya betri. Na kono like ma and we anymore on press it. So many rotations just to make sure say Arsenal man-to-man marking into me also. But in the second half, Declan Rice, they stayed disciplined. 1. Number 2, they were able to match the level of intensity when it comes to the rotation from Bayern Munich players. We go Arsenal to me matches the physical levels of this team knows as well. Because only stamina near Wontumi. And almost our quality bench. And I'm heard the way I'm Bayern Munich watching, and I'm heard bench on my one or more than a bar. And the morning you know Nicolas Jackson. No, I didn't know I was sweet, said Debbie. Or couldn't wear there, if Nicolas Jackson ever. Arsenal, watching, and say, young for being Brahma Bois MLS, Lewis Kelly. And one more than a buy, Ricardo Calafiori, quality player. Ewa ni muhono, omo de noni madweke yede. Eba, there's Gabriel Martinelli. Now, for context, Nicolas Jackson and Gabriel Martinelli ni noni madweke. In the Champions League, for Martinelli, he has been a difference maker for Arsenal this season. Most of the time from the bench. This is not to say Martinelli a world class or no push Arsenal derby. But like for like changes from FC Bayern Munich, then Arsenal, you understand the level of quality in gap, especially with players are not more available on the bench. Me assure say Bayern Munich with the likes of Jamal Musiala. Bayern Munich with Luis Diaz. Yaw, ebia ka changes na eba no. Kebe nkomo fufuro na nke ebedi. But say Arsenal keep most of this core team. The difference between last season Liverpool team na no more year exploit or Champions League mo no. Any Arsenal team or more exploit or Champions League ni league no. The quality of players or more bench. Last season no be one that say Liverpool pra and a form conform ade no be. But for Arsenal obi edim komo no obi ehun no a form conform be or bench. Be ba be betimi abo. That is the difference between the two teams. In terms of level of money when it comes to the Champions League. And it's all about the little details. Set piece, throw in, corner kicks. Be Arsenal factor. And what here Vincent Company or say even including boys. Arsenal time on the board the more for throw-ins. Send your money in Vincent Company can once and say the little details. But can Arsenal go on and win the Champions League? Can Arsenal go on and win the league? But for now, Arsenal is the best team in Europe. For now, I don't think tactically any other team outweighs Arsenal. I don't think physically any other team outweighs Arsenal. I don't think say in the long while any team beat me Arsenal. So say yay, you have a show the wako. Yeah, very very difficult. And from now to February to March, anything can happen.
I'm say anuntina company ka say ofu se me ateta ne be adwen because November there on pese obeja tum say bia wona the best thing in November.
Yeah, because otu when you cry here PSG for no so hiti papa. And now their midfielders are also omo ye nyoma bebre into it. There's still Bayern Munich na Arsenal tiano no.
Alfonso Davies,
Beba Jamal Musiala, Luis Diaz, complete Arsenal, so very recover Kai Havertz money. So we are in for a very competitive competition from February holiday corner. And with Hurricane, so sure. So make myself share Arsenal anymore. But in praying a year dim kumui, yemfa the abaso body and fatano and fanya day, emano, and which is Arsenal. Omo deserve every good thing they are coming to experience today. And one key player, whatever Declan Rice is doing this season for us now. Set piece now say will that one. Now Bukayo Saka na table Arsenal set piece last season. But this is in Declan Rice na Arsenal set pieces na do na.
We are about to Asha Madrid last season there.
And when obo free kick bi ma Mosquera. When fast so target say Mosquera be ye second. Obo sin so be pepe o. There's a prime minute for us say corner kick ni set piece bi on my boy ultimate say we dey meet my hu bibi. But the kind of set pieces Declan Rice airborne. Etimi ba ultimate say solution ni. Raw kawane for abeti say untimi nsom kura untimi. So born na monim pass untimi nya ho hwe. And that is the kind of quality a box to box midfielder has added to his game. I think this season is becoming the numbers games for these midfielders and the kind of quality or more they attach themselves. Because the Declan Rice boni say ayaw. You real season no. Na Declan Rice will be a 5 assists, 6 assists, 10 assists. E will league nim, any Champions League nim. Now you go to Paris Saint-Germain and there's Vitinha. And one couple hat-trick. You real season you na yaw. Vitinha. Ebi ano 10 goals, 5 assists, 8 goals. Moises Caicedo ya assist. And no assist. Ochinobe go. This season in Moises Caicedo in the league crash about 3 goals. Long range. Obo nato net. So you watch the midfielders and how Omudi goals and our productivity attaching themselves through any means Biana is very good for the game. And a man who say game moi, there are midfielders that can also influence the game. Quality performance from Declan Rice on another night, just like he did against Real Madrid, against Bayern Munich was a step up. But for Julian Timber, Arsenal mom pipe on your feet. No on your feet keke. Or mu here so be fit keke. You cast a tactical intelligence. He's up there. Proper Ayas Academy. Because now there was certain moments in the game he doesn't rush to tackles. He knows when to dribble, when to move it. Declan Rice born in here. We don't ship it ball. Maybe your target is what the ball in better. But we had Julian Timber and Bukayo Saka. They are forming a very solid partnership for us now. And in print there, near Moma Basso. Now me aduma Sunday be game pa. Because Zubimendi, Declan Rice against Moises Caicedo with James never born finna. We are in for a game, physical battle, everything over there. But
as Arsenal for a shy day.
Oh, by and fast enough about somebody. Oh, it will get to a time somebody might actually score them too. What is the it's football. But see, I can say the almost an idea. Almost an idea. Let me give them their flowers and maintain such home record now. Who drew the knockout stages now? Obi about fear, no be I am shishino. Obi about fear. You need to create an intimidating environment at home. And the Real Madrid Bebo Champions League first leg. Oba question will home maybe a 3-1. No Bia would say no. Oba Santiago Bernabeu or Real Madrid will overturn it. A dear thing Barcelona bet him about Obesha Basa will fear. Also Oba me fear new camper. Arsenal no one yet. There's a solid foundation for Arsenal to build on. Whatever went into the deal to buy Declan Rice ahead of Moises Caicedo, I think for Arsenal they will be okay. For Chelsea they are also okay. I'm not saying it's a Moises Caicedo by Arsenal. I'm not trying to create that comparative analysis. But what I'm saying here is that if Arsenal made a choice, they said no, we want Declan Rice, or Mikel Arteta told Edu point blank said no. So beto Caicedo the NFL Declan Rice come on there. No man could Declan Rice there, but then he knew the reason why he wanted them to bring Declan Rice because player be any team will fit in. He thought Rice will fit him so well, do so well for him, and he has gotten his results. And maybe another 6, he will be to say Caicedo. 96, he will be a deep line playmaker, will be to a fair level of aggression, which is from Thomas Partey to Zubimendi and then Declan Rice, complementing such players so well. Now for Liverpool, Yampamo Ancelot enko the man in common ya pa se say Liverpool to we. Omo na de ekura wo Champions League na nyo mu fie. The ama situation I worry no. Liverpool enya de ekura no because PSV and having share Liverpool or Holland and Netherlands. I come sure say issues be there, but
the overemphasis as to say obinko obintina obia down in the tools obia is saying na kemi akemi so beti kakra. But this is Anfield, where teams like Barcelona and Co come no more crambo. This is Anfield that Real Madrid bar no more hope. Because now see our Real Madrid will hana meboa. Yeah, this is Anfield that. So Ubusa player bia wo Europe say him fan episode will experience here in European night. They will tell you want to go to Anfield. Yeah, I think say almost to a 20 coach no.
So no pa me be say empenifo before say I say boys ni be asheda.
But yo, almost sheda na bibusa me questions say e dey pa na be ma wo as a player. You have an issue with your coach to a certain extent so we born abroad.
Bon no, never like here dey.
Yo, the whole
I'm telling you, there is pure talent here in Ghana. Some of the young best talents will be playing at the Milo Champions League games.
See, I can't see a solve problem. The first thing we do is we identify what the problem is. But I don't think Liverpool have even identified who or what the problem is. And yeah, because I don't know. How do you move from being a hero to a villain all of a sudden within like 6 to 7 months? Ubetime blame Anslot tactics for 1 billion times. But now me know what I say, you know. Virgil van Dijk akoye mistake bu game e Anslot tactics na man ya na. Ubetime akoye mistake bu game na Mohamed Salah track back. E Anslot na ka che Salah se man track back na onye soft. Yow. And the whole pressure is beginning to mount because Liverpool spent a lot of money. But yow, me adeba ko me hu pa and not there. Yow, I think it's one thing how Liverpool here pioneers they spent a lot of money. But the money they spent and strengthen our team no. Because you changes in a game and the Liverpool wingers was spending over 400 to 500 million euros. Yow, Liverpool ye changes you could the gap for free just all the case and I say ngumuha neba
because Luis Diaz koi but no like for like replacements.
What did you mention Arsenal? For the attack you did justice to it because Darwin Nunes not Dr. Newman only 2 players are there. Abba for your right back Bradley ne Jeremy football bra keke senewe center back one ne oko pe magei last hour we expect to say Crystal Palace in Tormount because that time no when replacement I on fan your day on fan so you don't blame Crystal Palace then you have to rely on who Gravenberch, Gomez, Kunate, Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, they spent a lot of money but no it did not make the team better in terms of squad depth because I believe there's no competitive nature in this particular Liverpool team. Yeah, if Virgil van Dijk has a bad day, one are the neighbor. So Kunate in your bad day, are you expecting someone who free bench in Banaba any better now? That is the questions you are asking.
And your coach in the pro falter.
You see, Liverpool, no won't be more too fast coach in it. Minim se coach no eto de bia the last and answer the biggest casualty ebenya o team ni say to de dia oni ebeja no kwan but the problem as a whole no team ni nyina kan wo bi obi o team ni bia from Richard Hughes to Michael Edwards obi kan wo bi because you can't win a league perform at that level look at the way you are dropping off and suddenly boom ya o nyina ma ba be si form enye PSG na be share wo mo PSV Eindhoven 4.
Wow. Oh, so we are no meeting. You better already be free meeting maba. Mike Bray.
Firstly, the Mobisa question be about when the UCL player of the week. Now the options be two. Mr. Cedric Mubenya de Atoswa. Na yedi Hashem common say. I looked through the list and almost every player was excellent. Guirassy shared 2 goals for Dortmund. Aubameyang 2 goals. Marseille comeback victory against Newcastle United. Vitinha hat-trick in the game against Spurs. At a point in time, no why no Huajima na obobo ne ma PSG. The Spurs is then it gave PSG the necessary impetus. Someone building on that. Eventually, they won the game by 5-3 with a 9.9 SOFA score rating for Vitinha. Over Flash score on 9.8. So clearly, this was a top-level performance from him. Then Mbappe for Real Madrid, Onoswaye and Huajimai, scored 4 goals on the night to help Madrid to a very important win. It came at a crucial moment. Madrid and Huache, after the El Clasico, they had won just a game, a 4-0 demolition of Valencia. We are no free Manchester Madrid abo. So against Rayo Vallecano, draw. Liverpool Sheno, then against Elche, and also draw 3-3. So Madrid needed a spark, something to reignite Omo Ejana or Maswa Edumuye. And Mbappe was the guy to do that. Konfu Pena, Onuwaso Jani DNM, then the rest lead. The rest will follow. I think it was also a perfect night for him. On the basis of Omo Omowane, the impact of Adi Omoye, I think I'll give it to Vitinha. For a midfielder to do the normal work, and Vitinha Juma Ben or PSG team, he's mostly their playmaker. Build up play, his part, distribution or a central, and then in making sure that the ball will be carried to the attacking areas, he's also very pivotal in that. So in the various phases of PSG's play, the build-up phase, right from the defense, at the back middle, circulation of possession, carrying and progression, and then to the final third, he was very important. Owie game with pass accuracy of 89%. Passes on Messi, it was 5 or 6, about 92 passes. No nyamu accuracy 6 penny. So it tells you the important role of player for PSG. And right game on my boy. We are not one chanya or here ni jumedi in every no. He added an extra near the end. Hat trick. Oshaba kubia and yes, obiat Michel go. Bako mienu, then completing a penalty to make it 3. It was beautiful. And check his first goal. Hit with such precision. Shot, I guess we're controlling our trail. One time, but the way you see rifle shot in a cotton net in him, no, and they said you sina homa at the alpha paniemu went through the eye of a needle, and that was expert a shot taken by Vitinha. Second one also, or then the right foot to Bebobio. Then he fooled everyone. Kwa born on the left, no pia born with intelligence or pia the cocotuno. The 2 first goals he scored. If at that point in time, PSG were getting frustrated, it gave them some kind of belief again. He restored hope when it was looking like Spurs would make the 9th very complicated for Paris Saint-Germain. And Vitinha's impact was very, very effective in helping PSG to rally themselves twice after going down twice against Spurs. So he's my player of the week. And I dare say, me, I am an avid Pedri fan. I love how Pedri plays. But on the evidence of current form, Vitinha's impact makes me want to make him the best playmaking midfielder in the game now. He is the best playmaking midfielder. The game is complete because he has certain elements to be in CP. To me, Declan Rice is more complete than Vitinha. Rice near BBAB. Rice tackles. His work rate off the ball. He's almost everywhere, covering blades of grass. And then aside, Rice delivery from set play, corner kicks, free kicks, solid, hit with precision. Again, Rice in the all involvement in attack. To me, Boashe goes ni bini adie. So, complete. Here we are. Rice is that package. Caicedo, similarly, complete package. But in terms of midfield playmaking, there is none that comes close to Vitinha now in the game. Obi Ambeino. Baby Anisinto 1 year, and Vitinha winning possession, on your recoveries, on tackle. He made just 2 tackles in the game. Ball recoveries on I think it was 7. And then interceptions 1. It will pale in comparison with the likes of Caicedo, the likes of Declan Rice, So the no compare. But see the born the coach actually say yemfa born in dear. None does it better than he does. And he is my player of the week, UEFA Champions League. Yeah, no go and come on about individuals. Catch a shewa would take and this is inspiration. The story of Ebere Chieze and Michael Olise. It doesn't happen normally. But it's here, it's special, and we need to use it to motivate or inspire ourselves. No matter what, two contrasting stories, but omunyina know how to work for where they are now. Ebere Chieze, or a late bloomer, he struggled. Makana was a match about baby or free name. Wow, nya the bedroom baby I withdrew. There is one thing that has stuck with him. He never lost faith in God. Say a che senkra nyankopon beye bibi. Ba sebe wan kotena mpa ba se amom paye na. Wan fa ne sanhye ne dem refem. Odi nani to nyame so a ohye ne nyame dwuma se ne beye a obetime nya nhire free mu no. He was also working hard. Even when the odds were against him, when there were doubts as to whether he would actually excel as a professional footballer. Ebere Chieze is now enjoying the goodies. Send your top players, top performances at the top level. He's now enjoying it this season, yeah. But he worked hard for it. Minia Michael Olise di Ojano Hoko Bayern in Tem. But when Olise left, Ebere Chieze JP Crystal Palace team nisi Kokoso. And then pushed them all the way to win the FA Cup. Took them to Europe, gave them a respectable placing in terms of the Premier League table. Adia Oyema Crystal Palace, it is something they hadn't seen. And that was the perfect opportunity for Nyankopon to obey in APA. Then came Arsenal. Nyankopon di Israel Bayana Temptations count. He nearly joined Spurs. Or rejected Spurs to join Arsenal. Ebi of Spurs and Yohana in Israel. Arsenal is giving him that enabling platform. I bear enhancing the performance. Joy, what's 5 goals, 3 assists? Yes. Crystal Palace, he was doing similar. But at the said there, what's what can you now the Hashem pass? You will not shine what Crystal Palace to said the Arsenal Bemu shining. Palace won't play in the Champions League. They will not be competing for the top trophies. And in every jurisdiction, see a categorization for nominees, best players now. And you better show more big clubs nekane, and Sunday you better show more form no. And in this instance, Ebere Chieze has gotten the right stage. Yet the light not on so the spotlight, and he's displaying beautiful. Olise also here. Olise came through various academies. Excuse me, but our academy players move hook up. And no ha or femu or Chelsea femu. Then eventually he settled in at Reading. Then he showed promise. Crystal Palace triggered Sika Nebo bro £8 million to get a teenager on board their team. But it was because of the potential I need to anymore. And what happened? When Olise moved to Crystal Palace, gradual progression. But a Janus saw a cry when Oliver Glasner came on board, applied certain touches to him, improved the injury record, and then he played consistently in a system that was favorable to bring the best out of him. On any other, they excelled. Then Bayern came snatching at him. A year later, and he's one of the best performers in the game. How many matches were Obama Bayern? In 18 matches or so, I had 9 assists, I had 9 goals, I had 10 assists. What does it speak of? Before this game, Bayern game on boy in the Bundesliga. Or how many goals, how many assists? 2 goals, 3 assists. Bayern winning 6-2. The power of Michael Olise. Michael Akpovi Olise. Ninchi, England, France, Nigeria, Algeria. Utimi bomber countries, he chose France. What will happen? Omutu no. Adia be and command down so I sure say circa 2023 ukobisa and kofo emi and say World Cup no mekobia. They will tell you say they have huge doubts about it. As it stands now, enye pra and the ABA very shocking drop in performances, no more format DPR. These two will make the World Cup for their respective countries. Catch a wunya say befa. And how did they get close? A chess. Or least in him chess nebo. And on as a ninia. I encourage you as a so chess ne kama. For the huji mebebwa. And I want to believe it has done something about their mind. Chess, your auto chess, a BYG mupa. And they said, damn it. Then they teamed up as an innocent way. But they came together despite their age gap and improved each other. And this is where they are. So a friendship forged by chess, age gap, but they pursued one goal and they are achieving it at different places. But it is to glorify the good of the Lord. Away from that, individuals be on Mbappe. Mbappe share 4 goals and Ronaldo share how many goals Champions League? Top scorer. 141. Meboa. Mbappe shares okay, so Cristiano Ronaldo 141 Champions League goals. Osha listeners were the auto number 6 Mbappe. Mbappe here not less than 7 goals, not or the abet 2 Raul 8 goals or bet 2 no. He's safe. Was 64 goals, meaning Ronaldo Bruno so 70 plus goals, but that is not where the focus is. The focus is on the individual players and then their career track. On Mami Ronaldo woman you Niam break it down the Champions League goals, 141 now Ronaldo share, Juventus Belgium over 10. Madrid near 100 plus. So when Ronaldo was at Real Madrid, a honor best on a Champions League Janano. So check 101 appearances for Real Madrid in the Champions League. Ronaldo delivered 105 goals and 31 assists.
Serious.
Manchester United now 21 Champions League goals and 13 assists. Why am I saying this? Mbappe Eba Madrid no a been the whole competition in seeing the Ronaldo aye. Mbappe Eba Madrid no wa been the whole seeing the Ronaldo being the whole our Champions League nima or the buy. The difference is Ronaldo won the competition with United.
Yeah.
And then Oje Ballon d'Or. Yeah. But in terms of individual tallies, goals or Mbappe has scored more for his previous sides before joining Madrid. Anyway, PSG or share 42 goals, which is more than the Ronaldo share for both Juventus and Man U combined. And then Monaco 6 goals. The new format of the Champions League projections nature say players will play more matches, and for clubs like Real Madrid and players like Mbappe, it means more goals. Ronaldo joined Madrid at the peak of his powers. Mbappe has joined Madrid at the peak of his powers. The only aberration, and they say, or joining Madrid near the not bench at check. Paris Saint-Germain and Luis Enrique. So it affected his form. But Mbappe rediscovered the form. No, check how he ended the season. Guy, he's the supreme attacker. Ellen Holland here, a machine finisher, clinical striker. When he is a supreme attacker, he's your typical Messi Ronaldo type of attacker or a wing player. And he's transitioning from a wing attacker to a center forward. Ronaldo, the same trajectory from the wings to the central areas. At his peak, and then at the right club. Yes, he will to a
Rarely gives us priceless experience of vehicle servicing. Dust of hot deserts, polar cold, or mountain serpentines. Rarely experience is the core for success of German Motor Oil's Volver. Cold winter, hot summer, poor road conditions will not interfere. Volver Motor Oils to steadily protect your vehicle. Every day, in every part of the world. Volver, made in Germany. Professionally works everywhere.
This might sound a bit overly ambitious or outrageous to state. So, Obibet Mia breaking Ronaldo Champions League record now. It is this guy.
Mbappe.
Yes. So be bet me a break his record that Ronaldo. 141. Pound Champions League in the first no. Now Raul Mone Dasro. So the Champions League all time top scorers neto so.
And Ronaldo, so how many years for Madrid? 9 seasons.
Yeah.
Mbappe from the second season.
Exactly. Pound.
Easy.
First no. Now Raul 71 and that's 1 year. That is what makes Ronaldo and Messi aliens. And the next alien is Mbappe. And bra. And the baby awabe piano. The face no woman, if it clicks, this will be deadly time for opponent Mbappe Bishia over the Champions League. About Madrid in less than 2 seasons, because in the second season here, about how many hat-tricks? 3. Before Madrid, PSG know about 2 hat-tricks. Or share hat-trick or Camp Nou. Meboa. Exactly. And I think he scored another hat-trick. And Oba Madrid, was 3 different hat-tricks. And Radiane Kahubi, Kaira Tamati this season and Kwa 2. Then a hat-trick against Manchester City last season. In less than 2 seasons, 3 hat-tricks. What are you telling me? So he's the supreme guy. But the Enra India dance and fan Jabi Alonso say Vinicius Jr. if he is fit, he should be starting.
Yeah.
Alonso nya in the politics, no. So Vini is fit and Kwadi are on starting. Maybe Vini off the pitch might want to fight for status with Mbappe, but on the pitch, they seem to have formed a certain rapport, understanding. Okay, Miminim go Nishesa, Una say, okay, fine. I will create for you. May you sue the Jimmy D. And you needed that. I was Madrid for Ronaldo to thrive. Benzema, Bale. Not to Mishebi. But the ultimate goal scorer was underlined. Ronaldo and no one else. And they worked for him. It looks like Vini is ready to work for him. So Wontumi resolving the contract issues now. It will help Mbappe and it will help Madrid. They will blossom together.
True.
So Obejawa Kodea, then they should set up a team that will maximize the goal scoring exploits of Mbappe. Rodrigo Dier, dropping. No, Debbie. He's not there yet on Drusa level. No. Okay, was it August of this year? I'm catching you say Rodrigo level and then Pedro Neto Modian in the bomb. Exactly. He's not there yet. He can give you good moment like every other good player. But extraordinary players, they do that consistently.
Okay.
That is the difference. Last one, Liverpool, Liverpool have not sacked Arne Slot. And can they ban no pay? KB, I was on news, Nico. Liverpool FC statement. Club parts company with Slot. I didn't think he really. But in my opinion, Liverpool have not been able to sack Arne Slot. My dream for 2 reasons. One, it is a subtle admission on the part of the Liverpool management. Say, Omo de papa not to trouble. They have created a mess for him. Run to me. Oh yeah, story about Luis Diaz, Niseo. I don't think it was just about player sales. I believe a kid like Jared Kwanzaa should have stayed and they should have added Giovanni Leone. And this is what Tom Kwanzaa and Sana would work to Leone. Because it makes them light in central defense, especially when the record of your most established center back and the leader of your central defense, and papasa check Van Dijk history. Opera Kobaye, Van Dijk ain't seen in that demo beyond.
After I said Pickford man,
exactly unseen in that demo beyond, but or manage. If you ask him to continually do this, a lot of him checking by his age. So what do? You beef up so that Onono will lead and the rest will pick up. And now Alex Ferguson here. Check John Evans, Money, Chris Small and Moba. There were NFL Jones. There were games it I saw above Vidic and John Evans. No arrested Ferdinand. And now Obebo Ferdinand no abo. So that Obe build or more marker. Until there were times to be over. I felt me bench Vidic ne Ferdinand Nina. Then the others can play. You groom. And the players can be groomed when they are available. Oh, Tom Kwanzaa, what do you do? Then the additions. Fancy, yan ETA. Menya sure say ya call any high reputable institution be a near acquire high level coaching a course. I mean, I my certificate. But yani ayete any or more share was screen so. Ebedia dance say Liverpool team way here reinforcement in certain key departments. 1, defense. 2, build. Liverpool him say yes, they don't have a defensive midfielder. Wataru Endo ni profile ne versatility. He's a center back, he's a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. They don't have a specialist DM. The Abua Liverpool rise under club was that smart strategic move to add Fabinho to our squad. Fabinho proved the necessary shield for Liverpool backline. Abua bringing the best out of the team. Fabinho Jahokoeno. One key defensive midfielder Liverpool have signed. Because McAllister, they are not DMs. And if you have a management that do not prioritize or making sure that baby here now you're topping up with attackers, it becomes a bit problematic. In Tisha can fa Liverpool management into so mame. Mike Edwards director na BVB. Position. So managing director, professional football. Billy Hogan, chief executive officer. Richard Hughes, sporting director. Julian Ward, technical director. Pedro Marquez, the director of development. Why any there? He is responsible for that. David Woodfine, executive assistant to the director. I think that the first 4 almost they took bad football decisions and it has affected their club. Every transfer window, not the almost was the signing of Isaac and not Maguire, and they missed out on Gueye at the last minute. Gueye, it would have improved their defense. And it's a subtle admission on their part. Say, yeah, more papa no. And then the second reason will likely be there is no one. I don't think a lot of coaches are willing to take the job now. Liverpool, Jumanis Okofa, a tipaye pan Okofa. Just a way Panadol Bayer 27 every day. Because you have a lot of issues to deal with. And that is why Arne Slot is at his job. But the coach management have mistakes. Players know where is your dignity and pride? Mike, watching a banner about no, Van Dijk Bianca Krabi. 1 minute per captain of the side. Oh, dear, financial player Nekra Hekelo. Ought now when he just until the referee has sounded his whistle. Own far matters into your own hands. Not checking the Van Dijk and a basketball player. Peja on such a ball. Fancy. Aside the me, I always believe in conspiracies. I think certain elements in the team are conspiring against the coach. Check the body language. Okay. Van Dijk penalty in the 4th goal. Konate clearance 3rd goal. Yeah, and there is more to it. Mate, yada say. Ochneba na yaba beto aso Liverpool de ne de enkanwe because I'm feeling some crano ebe pie more. Na Shirak Munya tune records yaba be fie. Asandoro console. I said, too much, and it ties the whole house. Now, yeah, results from how different now where you're from. Ogundiano. And I make us say, no, some kind of issues no bar. No, some kind. Ubi abejene di wa. Young quick, fat.
Hiti up the bar. Na enrada Kumasi Asante Koroko a travel ekusia kind tia basically stars far away. Na game ni we no na Kumasi Asante Koroko lose game no by 2 goals to 1. Na o check league to see ya me no aiding komo ya. Na hwe nipa o that topper and na club or mother topper. Definitely, Obabenya Adriana Stars are leading the league log no with 23 points. Out of Lions with 22 points. Mediama was what? Or more 20 points. Meaning Kotoko only 3 points from the top of the table. And Kiabo 11 matches are away from the top of the table. Abro Masa Bo. African Koma. Yao. Mukabeka say we issues be anase the BNC ultimately pay close attention to because league na feni abo level 6 matches am abo first round the points in the bobo for you at home a loss for maybe ni panel lead table no away and a draw no you but there are huge worries around the team after these results na me pesi di ho nkomo kakra. The first comparative analysis between Kumasi Asante Kotoko's former head coach, Coach Nate Prosper Ogum, and Coach Abdul Karim Zito currently, our near head coach Makotoko in terms of results at the beginning of the season. By now, say for certain results, and this season, 2 games on the number, a big improvement, a bit soon. For example, the beginning last year, and young apostles trade draw, but they will break a draw. But this season, last season, Kotoko lose to Heart of Lions. But this season, Kotoko team up a key point. Iti games ni be improved. Heart of Folk. The number. But there are certain results which remains confusing because last season Kotoko against Ebiana Stars. Kotoko Ebiana Stars. But this season Ebiana Stars about 1-1. Baseke Holy Stars draw. But this season Kotoko I lose to Baseke Holy Stars by 2-1. By a boom compoko you heard the Ghana Premier League history. Any or Ghana Premier League in this continental tournament appear in the top 4 of the league. There has been only one club in the last 10 years. Our continental competition at the same time we room into the top 4 of the Ghana Premier League. Ne Kotoko. Iti so obema an excuse say Kotoko abo Africa league na ebibi ontimi meremu a obi aba be bobia yebida iti ontimi be ma size no na mmom so obi di ka kire ya eye conditions surrounding team no hu say ni di entire results ni nkoyie no e na wo si yedi hu nkomo enne ya me no wudi nkomo yi e de ne Kotoko problem pa yaw yesi enka no kire damfo na me ense damfo. This is a team I believe tactically they can do more. What Coach Prince, Coach Abdul Karim Zito, and Hamza Mohammed. This is a team that tactically they can do more. But any man you know, and I was say ya so do unkomo say Kotoko so anyi the lack of replacement for Abet Amwa. Abra who knew say season the baby aduru na uja na wa akono. On your top scorer. Some come away, ya put by Enra. It looks like Obia Bunania Guso. Obia who said the obesity acasem no. Bem more influence in the Kotoko team no ja on them. Who expected some one when the mission goes in the former club. No? You toss me no. At a hatting way. Omo drew stage na baby any go through ye ni bi no. So I say Go Stars ball away matches be to atwas. Ekolusu 3-0 to Vision FC. Headed by team no man break. This ebia untu kwan wo Ghana kwan so enko ball my ehunu said the kwan city. It did Go Stars to lose to Vision FC by 3 goals to 0. Hey na me ka say there be. Vision FC ni Go Stars game wey there. Go Stars for na bread do. Because omufi Algeria buy on one kofi. Oba no akoha, oba no akoha, oba no akoha, oba no akoha. Ekopie mu nkran. E di be 2 weeks no mun kofi. To a certain extent some babo game Kumasi wie ye no. Abdul Karim Zito ka egbisa say omo say kwan. me so mo say konkran so wonnim said the Ghana kwan city a na so bi bo away games bi to aso no the bar obetin asese to the be the brain e de enam ana breso abatim nim because players do na so prepare and ekotoko starting 11 and now before the game Joseph Ablo had to be substituted for Zakaria Fuseni so beba near starting season in na kotoko midfield 3 Lord Hilary Adabo Seth Kojo any Hubejo and they Seth Kojo no pra Hubejo game back when I was all against Young Apostles no suspended no any Young Apostles the game before Young Apostles now Hubejo is suspended one most game nibi that was against the Diana Stars and na kotoko ball tinedu ebo Hilary Adabo esa ball ebo the someone else so on 15 midfielders mechanical midfielders in 3 Koroko years that game now all boy Young Apostles na we the 19 players pen a boy all say two kwaya kono the how many players na koy yaw Indris repair squad ne up Indris say how mo pa but I believe say Indris say how mo no players ni bi atutu ni abasa ne ebi nye ya ye fa bi nhye bi it's in a kotoko so you team I don't know if they've registered part of this team everything clearly shows some of don't know enye no ya men tratna sembebre so because kotoko foreign strikers so mako form aba kroma se ne de be fa no hu ntem embela ba ye hu se be fa infege ba kroma se ye hu se be fa mukola se ye hu ntem se be fa but be bia trust more fin don't know ya ebe ye din but the excuse the language barrier but yaw language barrier fa nyina po anim mo bon fa ba so enka French answer na ojina po anim na wanya chance bi akasa me bo atonche there be yaw barrier only becomes an excuse for you if more or less yaw who movie obi fa pass into ma offer obi pass bo ne ma but Morfin Donzo is getting the chances who said he's not getting it against a crowd of folk man the back pass yaw language barrier and the differences are born there's a certain chance be a kotoko missing in the game messende the Amashabrak then you ask yourself say what is happening to the attackers Kwame Poku so by and I know me and you you both through pass in tum omo Young Apostles panyano akobo de ato baby and no blame Kwame Poku bebra enye ye because ono so atena fi ache against Blekum Chelsea obo sa game ni bi and no the prayer free oba ni nyina when
Gino hot pepper powder. Truly hot. Same intense flavor always. A year hot and kasa.
You're looking for the sauce, I got the recipe.
Fall omo ni league no. And what happen? And see. And so the biana coaches Morfin Donzo ne Kwame Poku ejina nim wo. Morfin Donzo enye ye kura also on the boss 7. But they are still the light listo on about this season. Omo match farmer Kotoko. So what listo? Huh? Omo match farmer. Me busa me hu say adai. It had to take a first half disappointment for Baba Yaya to be introduced. Yow. No way. And some person Muji League no more ni here. These are important things they will need to look at. One, somebody that can replace Abet Aboa in the January transfer window. Two, they should be able to blend the squad so well to get the needed balance. Yeah, experiment. It is your boss 7 year available anymore. Say that if those 9 or 19 or boy and fanning ko 11 ko pre hun ko bibi en ko create a certain level balance. Nemom so ya dia onto Kwame Poku. Kwame Poku no so bona no so nye ya ono so nkwa nchen. Na ma fin those no so metra na what so ono so fa na to nchen. It you know san ebo wings na say you know san ebo amane mo. Onto so ba betu no emien tutu abasa entutu sre entutu bibi fa nkwo hye ba bia at least ebetime create a certain level of balance the team na mo de nya resource na fe eno so akwa ye bibi o and striking is a big issue for them and they need to deal with it.
Mike Bray.
Fancy, may I say, the Ghana Premier League table is taking shape. Now will be able to also mobile. But at this idea, Bakuna me debate new na scheduling, especially for clubs of Mobile Africa. Na Africa na standing games. I think we need to take another look at it. I will see a sounds with bill because what it does is that it can demoralize teams or qualify some Africa. And judging by the way it would affect them, a better performance and results. And then we might not see such teams be consistent to say the EP. What is one complaint we give and our concern are you raising when our clubs fail to qualify? Oh, you need consistency and the way kwa ochina nafo frako. So we have not had a representative in the CAF Champions League in the last 5 years. Wako 2 times, and you can do the count. Has a G League, you know. Among Namoko Champions League. The following season, it was not them. Why never G League? Kotoko. Or J or Champions League. The following season, it was not them. A different team. Media Makobi, Samates Akobi, Go Stars and Swakobi. So in the last 5 years, we have presented different champions of the Ghana Premier League, you know, to Africa. And it does not guarantee that consistency. How about the Confederation Cup? The story is similar. The story is similar. Intimate present teams must show some level of consistency. Even or call back-to-back appearances. Confederation Cup, no but there is one thing about cup competitions: it comes with upsets and surprises. So Hono may be justifiable, but the league, in the Ghana Premier League, no team has won it and defended it since Asante Kotoko. Kotoko, yes, I did any no. Obianye bio. Team bien who away in the Tiaji Ghana Premier League now the following season was hands were defended in recent times. And that should be a worry. But then again, a bit now how their matches are scheduled and how unfavorable at the moment. So check. Team B or G League Nibiano, the title defense season no bread. And various reasons can be attributed to it. One of them, when we schedule their games for a year or more outstandings, Midiama, they struggled. Samates, Bibiani Go Stars this season or they win in Hokakra. It led to them sacking their coach. House of Folk, after winning the league, they could not sustain that momentum. Then they did not win it again. But Wontumi Salvechi Nyoma, Ebe GFA Cup the following season. So it runs through. I think there should be a certain approach a Buama Nyoma to Ghana Kwemo. I can make a justification as to why the Kodokobo Samaboy no Sansukobo was Nzema. Cost. So cost Samaboy now we'll travel to Nzema. It won't be now Sanswa Nzema another time. Ebeboka. But again, it will still subject players to a lot of risk, issues like fatigue, and risk them getting injuries. And check it. In the last 5 matches at Kotokwabo, check it, the space, the span, the flash score, matches and then we know the number of games Kotoko has played in the last 2 weeks in the Ghana Premier League alone. Into check here on a year, the 12th, the starting 9th and Kotoko Karela, the 2nd of November, Meboa. 2nd November, no ball Karela. No, nya 1 week rest. And on 9th November, obe ball House of Folk. Me screenshot the Ascended Shadrach, so munya ya. Now me made the media na more. So that they will also get now or more see any delays. That is what I'm doing now. Shadrach me patch out. Obeti me check it WhatsApp. Me pia at the amount. So you also get it. Now there are 2 screens. So On the 2nd of November, now Kodokobo Karela no onya 1 week rest. And Okobo has to focus on crying. Obo has we no. And Okobo vision. Has game was the 9th of November. 12th November. Now Obo vision. How many days? Good. Then 16th November. Obebo Ediana Ewo Kumase. 19th November. Obo Young Apostles. 23rd of November, Okosama Boy. And 4 days. 26th November, Obo Holy Stars. So calculate
3 days. That's it. About 3 days, 3 days.
Exactly. In the last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. The rest period for the Kweko team, a day or 2 maximum, and yet 3 days. Wherever is on a day or 2. Obo Homa and onya 2 days rest. Our house game lay away. Onya a day rest, no ball vision. No more returning from vision. On be do late. I don't hear complaints. On be do Thursday 11:30. No be boy Ediana. Ediana onya 1 day rest. That onya 2 days rest because obo fi no boy young apostles. 1 day rest. They travel that long journey to Summer Boy. Omo koda Sankregwa. Then okobo a year basek a Holy Stars. It was a man. Into Oka 5 matches no, from the 9th of November and you could see 26th November no Kambumwa. The number of rest days as Santeko to Koenyano fancy Embro 5. So Omobo Africa. Ghost Stars who free Musa and Tono. It happened to Ghost Stars. About 2 Ghost Stars. They played a streak of fixtures. Bakodoko once or travel konenim. Ghost Stars you free mu. So and twice on say it said the Ghost Stars year. When doors to sing Ghost Stars because they progressed to the next stage into not backlog. And it does not help our league. It does not help our teams. I think we need to sit down and look at ways where we can manage this. Because it is not helping. And check. Kotoko any Karela ena a year Kotoko ne has. Onya 1 week rest ne check it. Back-to-back wins. Meboa. If you on the check it, draw. Then Ochifanebo and a last minute penalty or they share young apostles. But for that game would have either ended in a defeat or a draw for Kotoko. In this last stretch of games, you know, okay, likely say Kotoko really back okra. It does not help. And it's not because I have cited examples, teams at home. The comms department of the FA will need to sit down and assess this. Now, I'm from why clubs no. And yes, Anna, and to me, Mwama, a title challenge in the Ghana Premier League and Dimu. When it happens like that, it means almost every year you're being a new champion. Yeah, and team no G League, no person or train who are then in the Bobreno, a discouraging from continuing with the project. If any team wins the league, it should be fair. Emwa, Baba Kumubachin don't mean defending the title here at the advantage of the other. It does not help for the spirit of the game. This is my opinion. Yentna see access in a year and got a company for also. You see, football now bono. It did not become the game it is now because Obia Kananutum and they did not take decisions. There are times where you need to break a certain tradition by challenging a decision. On a democracy, there kebi namin yadeng. Yangasa kebi namin kamanuntum. And we operate a democratic football system. Not to me. That is why you guys take decisions at that level, and then you forward your grievances and whatever. Enti okotokono, okwaya sebe di ensem fatano. Ya tro say ya charge. You can also write to complain about misgivings regarding some of these developments. You need to trigger a need for change. I think the Kodoko management, I don't know the details, so I don't want to conclude on that. But all the same, it did not really help. I'm warm. if they so lose or more beating run. As it stands now, Basakoli Stars never by a torn in the flesh of Ayas and Tekodo Kunti. You heard about it's easy about the and Yama is easy.
Yes, easy. Alade. Baba. Easy. Easy. Cinema.
I love you. I didn't actually Matt. What